What up, YouTube? It's Barbershop Uncut. We're coming at you with the tutorial on how to do a number 3 on top shadow fade taper. We start off with the number 3 on top. Try to get every single little hair. It's impossible to get every single one, but you can put your best efforts in to try to get as many as you can. Spray down the hair, get it a little wet, push it up. A lot of times from the hair being smashed, you'll get some that'll come up after he takes a shower. So it's best if you just wet the hair and kind of go over. And I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but you can see that there's still little ones that weren't all the way. Come grab your comb, pick them up, and then cut them as you go. Ones that weren't cut. It only takes you an extra minute to do this, man, so it doesn't hurt to try it. We did a 3 on top. We're just gonna run a number 2 on the sides. So this 2 will blend pretty much into the 3. You can see there's already another shade right there. And if there's any darkness left over, you just open it and just kind of go all the way up into it. Since it's a 3, a 2.5 should blend right into it. Check your work too. If you're blending right here, and if you look at the side like this, you can see where there's little humps and dips and stuff. So always check your work. I mean, my best advice to everybody is to, especially if you're just starting out, don't try to just copy one way. Get as many, visuals that you can get and create your own style. Because at the end of the day, you have to figure out what works for you. This is the 2.5. That's closed, that's open. So 2.5. Blending up into the 3. We did the 3, 2, we'll do a 1.5. 1, open. And right here, I'm not going in and making a harsh line. I'm kind of going in and I'm already blending up into it. So you'll just follow the head. If you were to take this 1.5 and cut all the way up like this, you're gonna make a whole nother line up here, and it's gonna the fade's gonna be totally off. It won't be nothing like this. So as you go in, follow it up and go all the way up. I'm actually cutting over the ears, like I'm actually taking stuff over the ears. Normally, if I were to do a number 3 and a taper, all this would be a number 3, and the taper would just be down here. So this would still be bulky. You see the contrast from dark to light. But if a client wanted a 3 and a 1.5 on the sides, this would be done. I mean, obviously you would gut this out with the 1.5, but that would be a 1.5 and a 3. There's a lot of people that like that. It's not Josh's stilo, so we're gonna do what we gotta do. I don't know, but you always gotta disinfect. So with this being a shadow taper, I guess, I go pretty high on it. I'll probably ball them out like almost halfway up and then fade it out from there. So this is just a 0, just the clipper all the way closed. And when you go up, you want to like scoop. You want to do like a scooping motion out. Because if you go in and just stop, you're gonna leave a harsh line where you stop. I'm gonna show you an easy way to pretty much make a razor line without really making a razor line. So once you got your 0 line here, you take your trimmers and you ball that right underneath it. There's levels to this shit. For me, coming up and making that scooping motion, the line is there, but it's not harsh. It ain't like if I just went in and made a deep line. And it's just gonna be easier for you to get it out. So this machine is pretty much gonna be a razor. I mean, if the only thing that's gonna get closer than this is if you shave against the grain with the razor. So obviously, if I were to go in with here, there's still hair right here, and there's definitely hair right here. If I were to go in with this and just, you know, make a harsh line, it's gonna be a bald spot. So the best way to use this machine is where you just made this line, you wanna go down. And this is gonna start blending out the trimmer part to the zero. You go down right here. I mean, and obviously right here you can just eat all the hair out. You can go up and down. You just kind of rake it downwards. So if you can tell, that's pretty much blended from razor here. If I were to get a razor and actually razor this out down here, nothing would really come off because that's pretty much bald. And this is your zero up here. So now in order to blend this line out, you just take your trimmers. You just take your trimmers and then flick this line out. Because if you go in straight and you dig like this, you're just gonna leave another harsh line right here. So instead of leaving another line, just do yourself a favor and just flick it out. So now your next step, after you have the zero mark made, you open your clipper all the way up, you're gonna start creating your blend. And you make another bar. This bar is probably, I don't know, ½ inch. It's depending on how wide you want your fade to be. I normally do them ½ inch. I like my fades to kind of blend all the way up into the head. Some people like for them to be, you know, smaller blends, but in this case, it's a shadow taper, so this needs to blend all the way up into it. So now that level is made, I'll go in with my zero guard or half guard, whatever you want to call it. Same, all the way open. We'll make another level. And here you're gonna start seeing it pretty much already blend into what you got. And I'm doing the same thing that I was doing with the one. I'm not trying to make a hard line. I'm kind of coming up and, you know, flicking out. That way I don't leave that harsh of a line. So I mean, with this half guard, I'll still even go over his ear a little bit. Like I said, this is the difference of just a regular taper to it being a shadow. It's pretty much still a fade, but you're taking out the sideburns in the bottom. Cool. Make sure you use your chair, man. This makes your life so much easier. And you can sit here and you can blend like this all day long. So now I'm gonna start blending it all the way out. Now that I got my levels, I know this is a zero, this is the half, this is a zero guard, you know, up into the 1, 2 up here. So when I do it, when I blend, I don't like to blend out the whole thing all together. I like to blend in sections. So I'll blend my middle section first, and then I'll come in and do this side, and then I'll come in and do the other side. And stretch, this helps out a lot. So if I were to just go in like this, I mean, yeah, you know, it'll work. But if you go in like this, it makes it a lot easier, and you can see everything better. So this is just closed again. I'm just going in and I'm just, you know, removing this bottom line. And then instead of opening it all the way, I'll go in the middle. And then I'll blend out this next little line. You feel older today?
Nah.
Hey, It was Ken's birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Ken.
What up? Big 4-3.
So we're still at the zero guard open, still taking out darkness. And obviously, you know, if you're coming up, you can see that there's darkness right here, and the 1.5 isn't taking anything off. Close it a little bit, but don't get crazy, you know, and use your corners. If you use these corners right here, you'll blend a little bit less than if you were to go in with the whole clipper and make a whole nother. We have the taper done on the side and the back already. We started with the 0, half, 0 guard, 1, 2, all the way up to the 3, and now this whole side is faded. And to really tell, you look at the mirror. Point to the mirror real quick. That's where you're gonna see all your flaws. The mirror gives it, I don't know what it is, I think it just gives it more distance. So this is what the haircut would look like if you were looking at it from further away. Because up close, you know, you can't really see much, but when you look at the mirror, you see more, you know, things that are wrong. So this side's done. We're pretty much just gonna do the other side. Just do the exact same thing that you did on this side. Got everything done.
Yeah, I had like 5 yesterday.
We start on the lineup. Start from the middle and work your way to one side, and then work your way to the other side. Try to keep it as natural as possible. Always use a fresh blade. It's disgusting, man. Why the hell would you use the same blade that you just shaved somebody else's face or hairline or whatever on somebody else? You wouldn't want somebody shaving your face with somebody else's razor. It's disgusting. And that's how you do a high taper with the number 3 on the top, aka a shadow fade. Barbershop uncut.
Yeah, this shit uncut. Broke boy, get your funds up. This shit uncut. Whole team putting numbers up. I gotta run it up. Yeah, broke boy, get your funds up. Yeah, this shit uncut. Whole team putting numbers up. I hate to get it.